All right, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are watching the replay, welcome to the replay. If you're not and you're here live, because I see some people here already, welcome to the live show. Today we are kicking off Craft Your Stash Summer Edition, which I am so excited about. I got so much stuff ready to go. This has holes in it. Well, that's fun. We'll have to put twine in it. Okay, so you don't have to do Craft Your Stash like me. You can do it however you want, but I'm going to introduce you to my system because I have a lot, and we are moving all of my Craft Your Stash to my home, which I have a much smaller craft space at home, this space. So this month we're going to actually work on this space together. I'm going to DIY a bunch of these boxes and all of my craft supplies and decor for my craft room. So that way I can get stuff off of the ground and build your stash is to make more space so I can thrift store and get more stuff. So, but I have things that have been lying around for a long time, and I've been gathering things. And welcome, I will comment to your guys' comments in a second, but I just wanted to introduce you guys to the whole program. Okay, so first things first is if you're not getting the newsletter, but you are a member, you can get your Craft Your Stash under our printables on our member site. But if you aren't a member, or you are a member and you just want to go to the newsletter, the free files are growing. We add on to them every single month. So by June, when you download the free files, there's a hefty file that's going to download, but this is included this month. It's the Craft Your Stash printable, and I printed all the pages because I was like, yeah, I need that and I need that. So there's the basic one, which is just the overall get it done craft projects. And why I love this one is it has the tracker in the middle to kind of keep track of where you're at and how many of them are close to being finished. That way you can kind of, like, if you're like me and have ADHD, gamifying anything helps get things done. So it's kind of got this like start to finish, and you can like write on another piece of paper what these little steps equal. It depends, but like not every project is going to have the same steps. So that's why you kind of got to gauge, like, is it 50% done? And that's where you fill that in. But I love that there's this column that we put it for who, because if you need to make gifts for Christmas or for birthdays or bridal showers or baby showers or anything, write it down here and even add the date if you want to. That way you know, like, hey, it's crunch time. I've got to finish that project. So love this printable, but we also have the heat transfer vinyl edition, which I definitely needed. And there's 2 pages to that because we all know we got a lot of things we want to put heat transfer vinyl on. Sublimation edition and vinyl, fabric, paint, paper, felt. So if you've got a lot of this stuff lying around and you're like, I need to use up all my felt, you're going to print out the felt page and you are going to write out all the projects you want to make with your felt, and you are going to give yourself an allotted time to get all of that done. For me, it's get as much of this stuff done as possible. So that's why I said you don't have to do it like I'm doing it, but if you have a massive amount of things that you kind of want to just tackle or get started on, I hate that idea of just starting all of these things, but at least it'll kickstart you. It's better than it not being started, I think. So what I did was I organized all of my projects into type, and today we are painting. So I already did one off camera because I couldn't spray paint in here. So as you can see, I have this bucket that I just took outside with a bunch of things that needed to be spray painted, and I tackled them. And in that, this has been sitting at the studio for over a year. I grabbed this from the garbage. It was gold. And I was like, I just want to spray paint it. And I just played with it with spray paint, and if I don't like it, I can paint over it again. And actually some of the gold is peeking through. And now that I see that, I kind of want to go in with, it's like it was rose gold. I kind of want to go in with like actual gold or like gold flake and put that on there. But we're going to be adding like fabric and different things inside of a bunch of these frames in the end of this week, because we have heat transfer vinyl, we have vinyl, we have fabric. We have a bunch of things that we're doing this month. So Hello, Missy. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Clarita. Hey, Brenda. Waffles and True Crime in the house. I laminated mine and used dry erase marker. I love that idea. I really need to do that because, yeah, I have to print it all the time. But there's just something about fresh piece of paper that I'm all about. So with that, I grabbed, these actually are magnetic. They have a metal backing that we will doctor up later this week, but I loved these. They do all have these holes. Did I take the rope off of them already? So they have these holes so you could put rope in them. I grabbed them at the craft thrift store and I have 3. And I'm debating, do I want to make space for 3 of them on the wall, or do I want to make 3 different themes that I change in and out throughout the season and have it be like in one spot that I change it for the trimester. I don't have 4, and there were like 10, and I debated buying more, but I was like, no, finish these and then they're all gone now. So then I also grabbed some stencils. I have some of our patterns from our icon art stencils pulled out that I thought would be cute for these, and then my chalked up paint. And so I have a bunch of wood projects. So I have this mallet that is raw wood and I want to paint it because this just does not match the theme of the studio, but I love making all of my tools super fun and creative. I don't know why, it's just something, it's fun for me. For me, I'm like, I want to DIY something with a purpose. So, hey Mindy, hey, did I miss anyone? All right, so in the comments or the chat right now, since you guys are live, comments later, what are you working on? What is your goal for this summer? So here's the rundown. We're doing 3 weeks in June. Then I'm going on a girls trip. And then I'll be back for July. And we're going to do Craft Your Stash Christmas in July edition. It's not going to be Christmas crafts, though. We are going to be making gifts for anyone and everyone. So you can start thinking about that as well. Because if you want a crafting buddy, here I am. There will be probably about an hour to 2 hours a day in those windows for you to craft with me if you want to. Also, a rundown of Zooms. We have new Zoom times for my business members. I'm going to get started painting on this because otherwise I will not get it done and I will kick myself. So I know I wanted to do a purple base. So let's start with one that's purple. I love finding projects that are like raw wood too, because you don't have to sand them. And so anytime I can pick something up that's like a naked finish, love it. There's an ad, fun. Also, it's been super hot, so that's fun. Still learning the climate in this room because it was super cold in the winter and now it's super hot in the summer sometime, but it doesn't get that hot up here, like nothing like where we were down in the valley. I'm also breaking in this little paint tray thing that I got at Target a while ago that I haven't used, so I'm excited for that. Using chalked up paint, if you guys are new to chalked up paint, which I know a lot of you guys are not, but if you are, this is a handmade chalk paint that a good friend of mine makes, and she sells it on her website, thecreativesister.com, and she's also a partner of ours, so she offers discounts to my members. She has not only a ton of colors, but if you really, really needed like a custom color, she could probably help you out. So check out her paint. I'm going to be using it a lot. We love it because it is literally full coverage. It dries so fast. So since we are stenciling, we want things to dry. I also have added lavender to my color scheme. Pretty soon I'm just going to have like, I mean, my studio pretty much is rainbow. There's a couple colors that I don't have going on in here, but I am just in love with lavender right now. Lavender and neon green. So I'm adding it to all the little spots I can. Also, if I paint this table, don't freak out because I have plans for this table eventually too. Plus I want this room to look like art threw up all over it, but in the best way possible. We'll bring it together someday. That's why it's called the Mad Craft Room. That's why I chose to call my craft room that, because literally nothing makes sense. It's all nonsense. Which, a lot of these I'm going to turn into cute signs for this craft space. And we're also making gifts. Well, see, I'm focusing on gifts next month, but we will do some Father's Day stuff in this round as well, because I've got some engraving stuff from Makerflow I want to do. Bunch of stuff, guys. Less talk, more action though, right? I'm gonna move my printable so I don't ruin it. So what are we working on, guys? Or just turn me on and we can hang out. That's good too. Okay, so what I was saying was Zoom times are now, for June at least, are Monday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. PST. We will be trying our hardest to get as many of you guys there as possible. I know they're kind of a new concept. I know it's not as easy as back when everyone was quarantined. So I'm trying to just figure out that system and what works best for everyone, and especially during the summer, because I know that kind of throws people's schedule off a little bit, and I don't want to impede with your summer plans. I'm loving this color. This wood just is awesome too. So if you can ever find like dressers or anything that's like old and already like the finish has come off, that's where I like to start, because I hate sanding projects. So today we're painting. Tomorrow we're cutting vinyl and heat transfer vinyl. I'm not sure if we'll be applying it. I want to kind of do the application of the heat transfer vinyl at least in the early morning because I'll have to fire up the heat press, and it has just been getting too hot during the day. So definitely going to be doing that in the morning. And I would say the evening, but it's still really hot in the evening. I feel like it like traps the heat inside, and it just doesn't cool off until it's dark, and I can't live stream when it's dark because there's no sunshine. Can you guys see everything? How's it looking? How's it looking? Look how cute that is. I also have plans for the inside of every one of these shelves. Like, I have plans for days, but I plan to work on this space over time. Like, this is my more permanent craft room, so there's no real deadline in here. This is gonna kind of be my space where I just tackle one little thing at a time, and then when it'll never actually be done, I feel like, because what artist is actually done with anything? So, mystery boxes hit tomorrow for members only. That doesn't mean if you're a member you have to buy it. It just means that you're the only person who can buy it. Starting tomorrow, they will be pre-sale for all of June, and then July 1st it'll open to the public. But there are minimal. Not sure if they'll sell out with the members, but just so you know, we are giving our members the first option to get them, and then they'll be out July 1st. And then they will actually ship August 1st, because all of our amazing sponsors are getting us all their product. I just got another sponsor's product in. And each, like, I'll talk more about it tomorrow because I'm going to do a special launch video just for the mystery boxes. But, okay, did I get all the elements? There's one more nook right here. So I want to stencil this with neon green, but I'm worried that because I really wish Katie could make neon colors. I don't know if she can. Just because chalk paint ends up becoming a little bit lighter once it's created. So I'm wondering if she could make neon. So I have this Plaid Effects Nuclear Neon Flexible Acrylic Paint. It's more for like, I think it's for like cosplay and foam painting and stuff. And so I'm going to do a white base first and then go in with this color because I think that'll help it pop. But I'm not sure. Not sure. Do we buy them on the website? Yes. So actually there is a page, and if you're watching this video in real time, you can find the mystery boxes now. I was just adding the descriptions and everything to them, but they are on a page that only members can get to. So under shop, it'll say mystery boxes, and the 3 different mystery boxes are in there. And so, but we'll do a big push tomorrow with like an email and everything. But if you are the select few watching this live stream today, you'll get a little bit pre-access, but that page will only work if you are a member. It's locked to members only right now. That's where you'll find it if you're watching this in July or later and somehow the mystery boxes are still there. You can ask, that's how you can get there too. It'll be unlocked on July 1st to the public. So that's where we will be listing actually all of our member things that we sell. We will always list them on a private member page first to give you guys the option. The option, guys. You do not have to purchase. Just giving you guys the option in case you guys are wanting them. So, and these mystery boxes will be like none other that we've ever done. They are going to be legit craft projects that everyone can do. You don't have to have a Cricut. You don't have to have a laser. You don't have to have anything. You'll get everything you need in them to create the projects that special people are going to be creating for you guys that I can't wait to introduce you guys to soon, within the next 2 weeks. Also, let me just tell you, and this is actually how the mystery box was kind of spurred, the direction I went, is some reason, I'll read your comment in a second. For some reason, the way therapy works, let me just tell you, is you don't really understand it and you don't really know how it's working inside your body, but it works. And one of the things that I picked up last year was therapeutic crafting, and I can't explain it, just like all therapy, talk therapy, all the other things. It happens in your subconscious. It happens in your central nervous system. It happens in all the areas where you don't control them, which I think is really cool because we just know what we should do and we don't really have any control over what actually happens in the inside of our body. And I was just feeling that as I was painting. I was like, man, my body is like so much more relaxed all the time because I'm doing things like painting and special crafting that we're going to be adding. But I will tell you, I brought that bling project on our vacation, the Dave Ramsey book. When I tell you I have not come back from a vacation so relaxed, I'm just like, I can't explain it. I didn't plan it. I just brought a bling project with me. And because I wasn't like taking away from my life to bling and I didn't feel guilty. This one's pretty much dried up, so we're not going to do that. Okay. I'm going to base paint with the darker one and I'm going to stencil with the lighter one. So sorry, just had to verbalize that. Otherwise I would get distracted and not get it done. So when I tell you I came back so relaxed, like I've never come back from a vacation so relaxed. One, because I feel like I've done a lot of internal therapy work over the last year, but also I brought a project that like added to the tranquility of the trip. And now I stand by it. I'm like, dude, I don't care who you are. You're blinging. You are blinging. Wanted to craft all the things right now. I have a studio full of stuff and I just lost my job at 10 years and my husband had a stroke just a few weeks ago. Would love to work from home. Wow. Okay. That's a lot. And I'm so, that's a season, girl. You're in a season and I have been there. I am with you through seasons. And that's kind of my point is you can't take away from real life when you want to craft sometimes. And so, I'd love for you to message me and give me a little bit more details on what you're looking for, as in like, are you trying to start a DIY business right now? Do you need to grab a job? And that's terrible. So is your husband okay? Because he had a stroke, but was it like debilitating stroke or is he coming out of it? Because that in itself, man, is a lot. So I'm sorry you're going through that. But you are not alone. I've been through seasons in my life where those types of things stop you in your tracks from the hobbies and the fun that you want to get to. But I will say, if you could prop up, here's my plan for you, okay? This is what I want you to do. And this is to anyone who's going through a season where they can't pull all their projects out and craft them. What I want you to do is I want you to just make a little corner where you can pull out one project, whether it's a painting project, a puzzle even, but it's just something. I would highly recommend bling. I love the bling project because it's small, it's condensed. I actually have the thing you'll be seeing tomorrow on the side table of our couch. So that way, whenever Dustin wants to watch a show or something and I'm like, I can't just sit and watch a show, I start my blinging project or I work on my blinging project. So I would encourage you, whether you're sitting by his side or whatever, you have kind of maybe like a portable craft that is a therapeutic craft that doesn't bring you any form of stress or even mental thinking. That's why I love bling. And that's why I love one of the crafts we put in the box, which to learn it takes mental clarity, but once you learn it, it doesn't take any mental clarity. So that's the teaser I'm saying on the one of the big crafts we're doing. But I will say though, remind me your name, because I'm not going to call you Waffles and True Crime, and I always ask you, and I need to write it down. I feel like I need to like engrave it on a piece of wood next to me or something. But if you can, just put together just a little craft kit for yourself to work on in your off moments that kind of helps your brain process all the things you're going through and work on something that your hands and your mind can do together to help kind of cleanse your nervous system. That, my friend, is far better than getting all these crafts done, because girl, you're going to get overwhelmed and that's not going to be fun. You're not going to get any of it done because not everybody is in a season where they can craft their stash. And while I'm in this season where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have energy, I have nothing crazy right now, like things can change in an hour, in a minute, but I'm going to try. I'm going to do what I can. And it's not draining me. It's fun. I haven't been able to get to all these projects and I'm excited to get to them. So you got to kind of gauge where you're at. That's why I love that Craft Your Stash you can jump in whenever, and you can plan it for a couple months down the road. Even you can kind of just print out the printable and start kind of surveying if it helps get your mind clear of like, oh my gosh, I have so much to work on or do. And these can be used for starting your craft business too, whether you're going to do like a craft fair or not. You can kind of gather all the stuff you already have and plan to do like, okay, I'm going to do a craft fair and I'm going to craft all this stuff. But your husband needs you right now. So this is for just anyone who might be in a pinch financially, but not so much in a season where they're called to actually like be a caregiver or helper for someone. Cheryl. Okay, I'm going to sing it. I'm going to visualize it. I'm going to picture you. I don't know what you look like, but in my head, you're going to look like something. Okay, I'm not forgetting. Cheryl is Waffles and True Crime. Okay. And also, you guys can help me. Anytime you see her, just say, hi, Cheryl. So, let's see. Prayers for you and your husband, Cheryl, says Brenda. Hugs, Cheryl, says Missy. Yes. I feel like the longer I've been on the internet, the more I have come to realize that every single one of my followers or friends, crafty friends on the internet, has gone through these seasons. I remember comments from a lot of you guys telling me so many things. And especially when I opened up more about, I mean, I've always kind of opened up in real time about the things I've gone through. And a lot of you guys have walked with me through some stuff. And the comments I've gotten of people who also have lost their sister and have dealt with hospice and taking their parents off life support and all the things, I just realized I'm not alone, and I want you to realize you're not alone either. And if you are looking for some form of community and you don't have one, our community has been through it and we understand. Not everyone, but let me promise you, life will throw curveballs one time or another. You'll get there if you haven't. But all I can say is we craft for a reason, and over here really helps us get through life. Okay, so I'm kind of doing muted colors for the base of two of them. Yeah, I'm going to do kind of the muted colors as the base. And then I think, I don't know how crazy I want to get with them. What I like to do for my projects, which I like to think I'm kind of like a Renaissance woman, because Da Vinci and all of them people, technically I don't think we're done with a lot of their art, and they won't ever finish it because they're not here no more. So what I like to do is I like to get a project not to 90% done, but to 100% looks good enough. So that doesn't mean it's not finished. It just means I could always add more to it, but it's at a point where people would see it and go, that's cool. Or who cares about other people? Like, they would, if someone saw it, they wouldn't think, when are you going to finish that? Although, let me just tell you, a lot of my stuff ends at that point too. So I always feel like I have to justify. I'm like, don't look at it, it's not done yet. I still have so many more plans. But if you can get your projects to a point where, like, say I weren't to be able to get to the metal part of the inside, I weren't able to wrap those in fabric, I could just pop them back in the way they are, and I would have metal magnetic things. Even though in my mind, my goal would be, I'm going to cover the magnet with fabric, and I'm going to add paper flowers, and I'm going to engrave after I paint them, like all those things. It's good enough, you know? Especially because we have like 100 things we want to get done, so can't hyper focus too much on one at a time. Will I ever change that? I don't know. Maybe, but I've been this way my whole life, so I doubt I'm changing it anytime soon. You guys are all amazing. Been in this group forever. Thank you all for all the love. Don't visual it. It's not pretty. It is pretty. I'm visualizing it in the sense that I have a few friends named Cheryl too, and so I kind of was like putting you in the category with them. I was like having you stand with all your Cheryl buddies. Yeah, because I think I know 2 Cheryls. So I put you in that group with them, and I see you standing with them. That'll help me. It'll help me, I promise. Do you not like your name? Okay, that transitions into a whole nother conversation I want to talk about, because I don't like my name either. So I go by Auntie Tay because, first of all, my name is really hard for people to remember because there's a lot of variations of my name. My name is Tania, and I have ways to like help people remember it, but I've never really liked my name. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. But something that helped me like my name was just realizing it's my name. And names, while people are given names for like purpose, if you have a name that wasn't given to you for a purpose, this is something I love, is you are the purpose for your name. Isn't that cool? Like, I came to that realization, was like, okay, I wasn't named after something, but someone might be named after me. So because of whatever I stood for, so I get to start that name's meaning, I guess, or the correlation to my name. Then I was having this realization, oh, I need like a paper towel. Ooh, okay, wait, hold on. I have a bunch of these. They're so pretty. So I'm going to use one, and then I'll bring another paper towel. But look how pretty this napkin is. I've got like 50 that I'm going to Mod Podge some stuff with. But I'm just going to use a little corner. See if I can. These were so pretty. I hosted a table for our Mother's Day, not Mother's Day, but a tea. It was just a women's tea, brunch, something. It was a tea, and I got these napkins, and I bought the whole pack because I was like, I'm going to use whatever we don't use. So what I was saying about names was, while I was processing this and kind of grappling with my name, I started to visualize my name. And I started to think of it in the sense, because I always thought, like, some names are so pretty, and some names are so, like ethnic, and some names are so just, like, but when I started to visualize my name as cool, and I was like, my name's actually kind of cool. Like, it's more, like, edgy. Okay, that one's straight up too. I have, like, 2 bins, one that's super old, and then I have one of, like, brand new paint. So, I was trying to be prepared, so I didn't have to do all this. But I gotta have, and also this is one of our most popular colors, so I probably have used it a lot. I don't really want to use flamingo, but we'll use flamingo. Maybe, what if I mix flamingo? I can mix it with like white, or what if I did it as more like a base? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. Flamingo it is. We can stencil on top of it with a different color. So I started visualizing my name as cool. And I was like, yeah, okay, my name's kind of cool. It's edgy. It's different. It's different. And then I was at the Thrive conference and randomly, okay, I'm loving it, kind of mixed with whatever's underneath this, the purple. I think I want to do that, like kind of blend purple and pink together on this one. I can't help it. Things are going to get artsy looking. Ooh, splatter paint. That's fun. So I was at Thrive conference and we were supposed to get up and say hi to everyone and turn around, and you know, sometimes you're in the mood for that and sometimes you're not in the mood for that. And I was not in the mood for that. I was just like, I had brought a craft with me. So I was literally like in the corner crafting like a weirdo. Sorry if you're one of those, but I am too. But this guy, he like, first of all, the church we were at was all about hugs, which at my church, you can give hugs, but like we don't force anyone to hug each other. And I've been to churches where they do, and I'm fine with it because I'm a hugger, but I'm constantly, I'm just like, this has got to be so awkward for people who don't like hugs. But I was not in a huggy mood, and this guy was like, bring it in. And I was like, oh no. So he was the nicest guy ever, him and his wife, and they were both just like right by me. And I was just kind of like, you wouldn't know that I was me. Like, I did not have this energy at all. I was just kind of like, it was early in the morning. I was just like, listen, I'm here to listen to other people talk. I don't want to talk. And I was not in a bad mood by any ways. I was just kind of like in a chill mood. And this guy was like, bring it in, hugs. And he's like, what's your name? And I was like, Tania. I was like you're never going to remember my name. It was like a conference of like thousands of people. And I was just like, you're not going to remember my name, but whatever. My name is Tania. And when I tell you, he looked me in the eyes and he was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And then we sat down, the whole conference, like the first session was like an hour and a half. And he came back up to me and he was like, Tania. And I was like, what? Hi. I feel bad because I don't remember his name and I'm a terrible person. And I didn't give him a hug or anyone else a hug. So I'm just sitting there being like, you suck, get better, be nicer, love people more. And I'm sure that's not what he intended at all, to make anyone feel like he's just a nice person. And he comes up and he goes, I was thinking about your name. And I was, mind you, this is the same week. This is all for Cheryl, by the way, because she doesn't like her name. So Cheryl, I want you to kind of like take this as your affirmation that you were named that reason for a reason, and don't be ashamed of your name or hate it or whatever. So he goes, I was thinking about your name. And I was like, you were? Interesting. That's funny because I was thinking about my name too this week and I really don't like it. And he goes, I've never heard it before. And I was like, I know. I've only met one other Tania and she was not as excited as me to meet me. I was like, I've never met me. And she's like, cool. She probably had met like 10 of us. And I was like, okay. Anyway, so he's like, I've been thinking about it. I was like, that's weird. You should be thinking about what the speaker is talking about. But anyways, and he's like, one of a kind. You're one of a kind. He literally used a term that came to my mind in a different context that same week. And he said, you're one in a million. I was like, I don't know the stats on that. I don't know if that's actually correct. Actually, like, I just wanted to like deflect from the confident and the weirdness. I was just like, actually, I don't know how many Tanias there are. Maybe I'm one in a billion. Maybe I'm one in 1,000. But no, he literally said one in a million. And that had come to me that week on a different context for a different thing, not about me. And I was like, one in a million. What does that even mean? But I left it at that. And I was like, cool. Okay, yeah, my name is cool. My name is edgy. It's one in a million. So when anyone asks me what my name means, I'm going to say cool, edgy, one in a million. That's what it means. So, Cheryl, I'm not sure what your name means, but I like it. And I feel like everything is that way. Honestly, if you can shift the way you look at anything in life, anything you don't like there's a silver lining to everything. And whether you don't like the way something looks, whether you don't like the way something sound is hard. I have a hard time with that one because I'm super sensitive to sounds. And that's why I have no hate on anyone who's like, I can't watch her videos because I can't stand her voice. I'm like, no hate. I'm the same way with certain people, and it has nothing to do with anything except for the fact that I can't stand a certain sound. So wasn't made for that person to listen to. But if you can shift your perspective and instead of say, it's ugly or I hate it, and you start thinking of the attributes of it that you do like, and you start to focus on those things, you're going to start shifting your mindset to be more open to the reality that there is no such thing as a beautiful name or a beautiful person anyway. Like, I don't know. Okay, wow, we're getting really philosophical over here, and I don't mind it, but you guys might. So see what happens when you paint? The mind just starts flowing. Also, I met a really cool guy yesterday. Why are my comments ad? Go away. This big old ad is in the way of your guys' comments and I can't read them. Okay, there we go. Amen. It starts there and everything changes, right? Means honeybee. Oh, Missy means honeybee. I like my name. My name is hard for people to say, Clarita, but I go by my nickname people call me, but my name has meaning. What does your name mean, Clarita? My name has meaning. So what is your did you say it? I have it 9 grades and they call me Mimi. Like, 9 grands and they call me Mimi. You guys are all amazing. Okay, so yeah, what's your grandma names? Because I was thinking about that. Not that I'm going to be a grandma. I feel like I drop that in every video and people need to realize like, no, I'm not going to be a grandma right now. So until I actually am, and then you know that I would announce that. But anyways, so what are your grandma names if anyone's grandma's in here? Because I love that we have so many different ones now. And it all comes from people not wanting to be associated with being a grandma. I get it. Because grandmas used to be different. Now grandmas are cool and fun and exciting and all the things. Okay, I'm going to paint this guy purple. I'm already loving it. I'm seeing more color in my eyeballs instead of just regular wood. This place. I'm going to paint my cabinets, whatever those are, too. Those are going to be pretty. I'll do that off camera, but I'll always bring you guys in for an update. I don't know if that'll be a part of Craft Your Stash, honestly. Well, in Spanish, it is Clarita and a little Clara. Which my name is my mom's name and my grandma's name together, Clara and Rita, because I was born on my mom's birthday. I love that. I love it. I love the name Clara because it reminds me of Heidi, and I loved that movie growing up. But I also love the name Clara because it's just so pretty. And I know I just said don't think about stuff like that, but I love the name Clara. Is it from the Nutcracker? Or is it from both? Either way, they both kind of spark the same memory in my mind of nostalgia, childhood, sweet stories. Even though Heidi's kind of not the sweetest story. It's kind of an interesting story if you ask me, but it's a real story, you know? Maybe that's why we all relate. I love everything about that, right? Being nanny to my granddaughter is so amazing, and we're definitely blessed. I love that, Kimberly. So, nanny. I don't know if I've ever heard that one for grandma. Nanny. Is that what you said, nanny? Yep, nanny. I've never heard that one. I've heard my oldest sister goes by Lolly, and her husband goes by Pop, and I think it's so cute because then they're Lollipop, and I just thought that was so fitting for her because she is a lolly. She's just the happiest person on the planet, and but I thought that was such a cute grandma name. Now I can't have it because she's a lolly, but I'm totally not a lolly. I'm Auntie T-Rex for sure. I'm in my Auntie T-Rex era, which I'm all about because I'm yeah, I am a T-Rex. I'm literally I will cut you deep, Shrek, if you're trying to get past me on something, but I'm harmless because I got little arms. So that's why I'm a T-Rex. But no, I'm literally, I just love that era that I'm in. So I have no idea what I'll be when I'm a grandma, but I don't know. Because I've been many things. I was TT to my oldest grandkids, nieces and nephews. And then Tay came out of my niece and her best friend becoming super sassy, and they would call me T-Tay. instead of TT, it would be like with an accent, it'd be like Tay, and then it just shortened to Tay. All of a sudden, they would just call me Tay, and then it just stopped being sassy, and it was Tay. And so that's where Tay came from. Even though a lot of people think my name's Taylor, it's not. It's actually T with sass. And then my nephews came up with T-Rex because I was TT, and so Auntie T-Rex is where I'm at now. So, and then my other, it's funny because it really depends on, like, I don't know, because my other nieces and nephews just call me Antonia, and I have all of the above that I go by, and I'm fine with all of it. I'm going by Oma next month. Exciting! And Oma is like German, right? It's an actual grandma name. And so, like, my mom and dad went by Momo and Mofar. So more and more far are Swedish, something. I don't know. It caught on because I have cousins that called their grandma more far. And then I was like, but that's kind of hard to say. So I just shortened it. And I was like, you're Momo and you're Mofa. And it took off. Like, my kids, they loved that name for them. So Momo and Mofa, it means mother's father and mother's mother. So that way you can kind of, by the name, tell where they come from. Like, is that your dad's mom or your mom's mom? Or your mom's dad or your dad's mom? All those things. Yes, German, right. So I know a lot of Omas, actually. And so that one I actually need to add to, like, our keychains, too. Because it's a very common grandma name. And that's another one I love, too, is using cultures to, like, bring in different names. And I also, as a kid, used to tell everyone my name was Hawaiian, because I was like, I think it's Hawaiian, because I learned that the Hawaiian language has, like, what, 12 letters or something, and you rarely hear the T, but I'm pretty sure the T is in those 12 letters, and all the other ones are. So I was like, ooh, it's like, that's what we're going with. It's Hawaiian. So okay, so I didn't paint the handle because I'm going to wait for the top of this to dry so then I can hold the top. But look how cute it is. And I could put, like, spots, flowers. Okay, so we're going to stencil white. I feel like the yellow will stand. Let me see. Do I have a small paintbrush, though? I can test this on something. Let's test it on, like, somewhere. I'll just test it on the wood. I think it won't absorb. Well, I don't want to test it and then hate it, but I guess I could paint over it with purple. Okay, you see? Can you see it? I think it'll pop more with the white underneath it. I think it will. So we are going to do white first. We're going to do it properly. That way it looks good. That's the one thing is, you know, sometimes my projects turn out and I'm like, I hate it. Why did I spend so much time on it? But if I did spend so much time on it and I love it, it's worth it. So I'm just going to touch that back up. Oh, you know what? While I have the purple out and that's a little wet, I'm going to actually go in with my technique I was going to do on the pink. Because I really didn't want a pink one. Pretty sure that one's dry. I wanted a light pink one, but if we hate it, we'll paint over it. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with purple and kind of blend the purple and the pink, but make it kind of brush strokey. I might hate this, but it doesn't hurt to try it. I hate it. It reminds me of, like, well, when it's blending, it becomes a different color, and then I could probably, like, do more purple to make it, like, 3-toned. It just reminds me kind of like, the 90s, like, cheap crafting. Which, by the way, we're not cheap crafting. We're high-end crafting over here. But it just looks cheap. Because, I don't know, maybe my 90s crafts were very chintzy looking. Is that okay to say? I don't know. This stupid. I hate it. Okay, we're going to paint over it with something else. Don't like it. Add your gold splatter paint over it and match the other paint frame. That would be pretty. On the purple one or this one? Sorry, I'm like not in real time with the comments. I wish there was like something that read your guys' comments out loud. Although then like if spammers or weirdos were on there, it would read those. So maybe I don't. I wish there was like a button I could just press to read it. If I'm like, oh, okay, that's someone I noted and say something silly. Hate that. So we'll let it dry and then we will paint over it. Plus I didn't really want pink because I go for hot pink. Although I do love this. I don't know how I would get that color in paint though. That's the hard part about paint. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? I did kind of think about Mod Podging these napkins onto one of them. So that would be kind of cool. I think we need to do that. But what base color underneath it? Should I just paint it white so that these pop? Okay, we'll paint over that with white. And then we'll see really how good this white covers up, and especially because that's the color we're using right now. And so I'm going to use this stencil because I like this pattern for the yellow. That definitely like blended weird where I repainted. Okay, we're going to start on this side where it's dry. Okay, so this is going to be like 2 layers of stenciling and like dry time in between. Oh, it's gonna be fun, but we can do it because we have to relayer this stencil perfectly once it's dry. Let's shaky shake. Let's make sure this is as dry as it can be because it's gonna pick up any color that's on it. Did I wash this? Okay, I need to do either get some fresh paintbrushes or I just need to go in and find all my paintbrushes and just wash them really good. So I have them all on hand because I am down. Oh my gosh, they're all up there. Hold on, guys. 2 minutes. I was like, I know I have something with all my big paintbrushes. I'm coming back, guys. Found them. They're not the best, but some of them are good. Here's, oh wait, no, I have some good ones in there and some, the cheap ones look cooler on display, but the good ones are good. So these are in the middle. We'll use these. Alrighty. So tip, that's like paste. It's like chalk paste, which would actually work good, but it's dried to the point of chalk paste. Some of these paints have been sitting for, I kid you not, probably the entire time I've been at the studio, so like 5 years. So if you do have chalked up paint, you do want to use them like pretty quickly, but you also just want to make sure if you're not, you're shaking them, and you guys probably wouldn't have as many as I do sitting around because you probably have the colors you actually need. And I just kind of have like samples of everything. Okay, we are going to, dang, okay, I have some generic, well, I have folk art chalk paint, which I've never used, which I have a lot, so we're just going to use it because mine is dried up, but we'll see. I actually have never used the folk art chalk paint. I think I've used a different brand once or twice. We can't hear you good when your head is down beside the table. Sorry. Also, my audio, I really need to get my mics that work good. So, okay, so fun fact is our road is completely closed for the whole week. So for Tuesday and Wednesday, that's awesome because I can go live a lot and be live with you guys and craft like crazy. But today I'll be going down to the studio to Zoom with you guys because I got to get out. So I had to park my car. Perks of living in the woods, but also PG&E doing all their things. Okay, what is this? Sandstorm. Okay, it's not going to be white though. It's going to be cream. And I don't want to use just like basic white paint because it's not going to dry fast enough for me to layer on top. So my anticipation is that we will probably be coming back to some projects over the month to finish them up. Okay. Definitely chalk paint needs to be mixed good, and I am just, why am I not using the fun tray? I got it. Let's do that. Ooh, and this tray fits like perfectly in here. So let's just get this out of the lid. Chalk paint goes so far most of the time too, so I've never used this brand, so I'm like, how much do I need of it? And it's totally not mixed really good, so is it gonna be good? It's a really pretty home color though. Like I would definitely use this in our house on something. My craft room though, it's gotta, not so much. Okay, so we'll see if this helps. This is an Icon Art stencil pattern that I have. It actually, I kind of love the subtleness of it though, because it's really cool. Like, I'm gonna hold this up. Like, actually this would be really, this actually would be pretty, the color that it is. I'll show you before I put the yellow on. So with our road being closed, they were like, you can park. So we legit have to walk like half a mile, which Dustin's like, get over it. People walk all the time. Like, you're fine. And so we have to walk like half a mile, but through the woods. And then like, but we have to get Briley to work. So Briley started her job and she takes her driver's test on Friday. So we're still waiting for her to have her thingy-mabob. I'm gonna attach that to that part. No, we want this like this. Her license. And so I'm like, I gotta get her to work right in the middle of the day. So we have to walk through all this construction. And they were like, we can help you with a ride if you need it. And I was like, I just don't know how comfortable I feel going in a car with people, with me and my daughter. I don't know. I'm getting like more paranoid as time goes on with things like that. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll see how I feel. But so this morning I had to go out and move my car all the way out there. And then now I gotta leave, but I gotta be gone past 5. And Briley doesn't get picked up till 8. So I might just hang out down there longer till I can get back in because the road's gonna be closed. This is actually super cute. And you know what's going to be a nightmare is trying to line these back up. So I may just leave it subtle and cute the way it is. But look how cute this is. I'll give you guys a kind of a, put that right there. Can you see how, can you see? It's kind of like, it's kind of hard to tell. Can you guys tell? Let me see. Oh no, you can't tell at all. It's way cuter in real life. It's kind of like this just subtle detail to it that's not crazy over the top. So when you're in person, it looks really cool. I feel like that's a lot of the stenciled projects I do because I like them subtle. But it's cool. So it's kind of hard to tell where everything is with the paint all over it. But this design is super forgiving because it pretty much looks like brush strokes. It's kind of like cheetah print, but with brush strokes. And I love this pattern. So I think we only have this in PDF format, which I really got to start just exporting everything in all formats, because now the Xtool has the screen printing machine, and so these things would work really good for their screen prints, but I really designed these based around the Icon Art printable. This paint has a really strong smell to it, so I don't know what's actually in this one. Where the chalk paint that Katie makes is indoor, outdoor, but it also doesn't have a ton of chemicals in it. So I don't know what's in this though, but I love their brand. Folk Art Plaid does a lot of cool stuff. This is a matte acrylic paint. So it's an acrylic paint, whereas the chalk paint is a water-based paint. I don't know if that makes it acrylic or not. I don't think it is, but acrylic means plastic, just so you know. Maybe I can get some more deets on her paint too, because it's indoor friendly. There's no like stuff in it, but I'll get more deets. Thing I was loving as I was like kind of reaching out to our partners and like who wanted to be a part of our mystery box and stuff. I was like writing up their little bios of why we love them, and I was like, wow, we have some really awesome partners that I partner with for like ethical reasons and for clean reasons, like clean product reasons, which I'm loving that there's more and more of that stuff like becoming important in our society, because I think people don't give enough, or didn't at least give enough attention to the fact that like, hey, if we're using this stuff in our homes with our pets and our kids and everything around us, and it's going on our skin because people are lazy and don't wear gloves or whatever else I do, I want it to be safe. So this like has the consistency of a clay mask, but it's probably just because I don't have it mixed very well. It's also June 1st, which means if you're following my stories, such a random fact, but my window to not shower is from 4 to 9, so because PG&E is crazy expensive, and they block our roads. So I think that's been our number one thing to learn up here, is the difference in PG&E up in the mountains versus down where we used to live. Crazy. Comments, how are we doing? How are we doing? It's very subtle. Yeah, it was very subtle. It is very subtle, but it's not as subtle to me as it is to you guys. That camera is not picking it up at all. The way that I wanted to, guys, I am not going to be able to line this back up with the neon unless I sit and spend like a lot of time on it. I can try, but I love lavender and neon, so I really was wanting to go for it with this one. I think we'll leave it as it is, and then I will wash this off, and then if I decide I want it neon that bad, I will go in and do neon, because this will be clean. The thing about those stencils is you want to wash them really quick. You don't want the chalk paint to dry in them at all, so probably need to pop off, and we've been on for an hour, so that's good, but I do need to wash that out so I don't ruin that stencil, because I love that stencil and I want to use it on a lot of things. Whereas if I was using just like a plastic stencil, like one of these, I grabbed a pack, so I have this one, but if I grabbed this fun pack of like different animal prints on Amazon, but they're not mesh, they're just a plastic stencil, I could go all day with those. So I'll probably do more stenciling. I'm gonna actually chalk paint that cream, and that's what I'm gonna do while I'm off camera today, and then I'll be back tomorrow a couple times. We're gonna do some vinyl cutting for these things. I have a few more wood pieces I'll probably try to tackle painting wise, so that we're not just painting the whole time I'm on live. So just so you know, step one is grab all your paint supplies. So we're gonna craft in supplies based mass crafting. That way, if we have all the materials out and we have all the things we need out, might as well paint this, you know, if you give a mouse a cookie kind of thing. So we're gonna So I encourage you, if you do have a big thing you want to tackle this summer, or you're rewatching this in the fall or whatever, you can redo this whole system and watch this series with me. But get things like together. So I have a whole engraving tote together. I have a whole sewing tote together. I have a baby bin that I'm just going to bust out a ton of baby sublimation blanks with you guys. This either or for Christmas too. So we have tote bags. We have so many things that we are going to create and make. You're going to learn some things. You're going to teach me some things. And we are going to have a lot of fun this summer. Okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, or if you're watching the replay, you can go watch all the videos all at once. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Where'd the button?